2, and then 1. We're here with Raul Guerrero on Duran Customz interview numero 5. Number 5, we're honoring Raul Guerrero on his passion for baseball and his superb baseball collection, baseball card collection. He's going to be walking us through it on how to start a great baseball card collection and what to look for. How you doing, my brother? Good morning. How's everything?
Good, man. Good Sunday morning to you, man.
Yeah.
Good, man. Just here, you're ready to chop it up.
Yeah. Chopping it up, man. Enjoying our Sunday morning and everything, brother. What was it that navigated you in your life, bro, to have such a passion and a love for baseball growing up? First of all, because we know that baseball is big, and it holds so much,
especially here where we grew up, with a lot of Dodger fans and there's some Angel fans, can't hate on them, but
yes.
The majority of the Southern California, LA area, it's a lot of Dodger fans. So
yes,
when I was a kid, my memory's somewhat vague, but I remember my parents taking me to a Dodger game when I was, I don't know, maybe about 6, 7 years old, give or take.
Yes.
And and just it kind of gravitated on me, just being there at the game. I just remember being there. I don't remember exactly who was playing, but I remember the whole, the game
whole,
going on.
Yeah, the whole emotion and the interaction with the
and the atmosphere.
Yes.
Yeah, hey, bro, definitely, man.
You know what? It's funny you say that, bro, because man, I've been to wrestling events. I've been to basketball events. I haven't been on football, but the most fun and interaction, bro, is at a baseball game, bro. You got that 7-inning stretch. You got the wave and everything, the piano playing. Oh my God, dude. It's so much fun.
You just you got the wave going on, in the game. It's just a lot of emotions going on at the game. From little kids to adults, so over the years I've always enjoyed going to Dodger games, and
that happiness and that joy,
led
right?
me into,
Yes.
So when I remember it was sometime in like 1987, and at the time I was only about 8 going on 9 years old.
Wow.
And my mom used to always trip out on me, that I used to kind of stay glued to the television watching the Dodger games when they'd come on Fox 11 back in the day. And so I remember my mom, when we were younger, we'd go shopping at there was a little kind of, I guess you can call it like a general store. Like nowadays it'd probably be like your Family Dollar.
Yes.
Dollar Tree, I guess you can call it. There was a store called TG&Y in Baldwin Park right there off of Main and Clark Street.
All right. And, I remember, brother.
I remember is, my mom would go, she'd go grocery shopping at the Alpha Beta. Yeah. And so she would go do her grocery shopping, and then what she'd do is, after that we'd go in there, she'd go, find little knickknacks for the house, whatever. And so I remember my very first time seeing, like, they had like a rack of like baseball cards right there, like a shelf right there, and they had like these kind of like rack packs like hanging. This is the exact kind right here.
Man.
This is 1987 Topps.
Dude, that looks cool,
this
bro.
is just an example. I got this one here. This one has in particular has Cal Ripken here on the front. Everybody knows who Cal Ripken is if you're a baseball cards fan.
Yeah.
Or baseball fan in general. And
man, just Wally that whole Joyner package looks freaking
all-star
old
card.
School, man.
But
just that whole
it's old school, man. It definitely is. They used to hang them up on the little rack, like the shelf.
Bro, and how did you feel when you got that?
So back in the day, these things. Oh, when I was a kid, man, it used to just like I used to tell my mom, "Can you get me one?" And back then, these things were only like $1.29, $1.49, something like that. They weren't that expensive, but just the joy of going home and opening them, because I already kind of I wanted the Dodger players.
Yeah.
But opening up, and I used to see the other players, and I remember seeing some of them on TV when the Dodgers would play the other teams.
Yeah.
So I kind of got just a love for collecting the cards as the years went by.
Yeah.
That was 87, mind you. That was, like I said, I was only about 8, 9 years old, and it went from 87 then into 88, 89,
man,
90, like every
Yes, it just grew from
Here,
there. Hey, bro.
I just bypass.
And then you're talking about 87, 88. At that time, being a Dodger fan, you're talking about the Bulldog, Earl Hershiser, and all those guys there. They won the championship in 88, right? The Dodgers, if I'm not mistaken.
And I was a little kid, and I could remember. Yes, you're absolutely right. 88, and we just won the Dodgers just won the World Series this last year.
Yes.
And I remember vividly, 1988. I remember that game with Kirk Gibson hitting that home run. Man. My parents actually had some family over, and my dad had the old console TV out in the back patio.
Yes.
And I remember vividly, and I still get chills up to this day.
Wow,
I remember watching that home run.
Yeah.
Kirk Gibson hit that home run, man. And it still sticks with me today. I still get the chills when I watch that, when they replay Vince Scully calling that game. It's just something about it. It's stuck with me, man.
When you're talking about the 80 Dodgers, man, that whole Valenzuela, Earl Hershiser, Gibson, man, dude, that was a great decade, man, in LA, man. Then they just won the World Championship this year, man. But how did that feel? Even though they with 2020 and all, at least we got it right. At least
that's it, man. I was pumped, man. I was excited, man, because a lot of people might think negatively because it was a short season because of the pandemic, but it is what it is. They're a great team.
Yes.
And hats off to them all, that's what
and
it is.
It's just opening up again, brother, for the season.
The Dodger fans have been waiting for so long for it.
Yes, and it's opening up again.
Exactly. So it's coming up right around the corner, man.
And I think we're gonna be able to to go and see it in person, right? If I'm not mistaken, I think they're letting people in now at minimum capacity.
They're opening up a little bit. It's a limited capacity. I want to say like 25%.
Yeah.
Dodger Stadium holds, I believe, 56,000. So roughly, you're looking at maybe like 13,000 people. So, but little, just part of life, man. We're going through the motions, and here we are, bro.
We gotta adjust to it.
We are talking baseball cards, man.
Hell yeah, man.
That's it, man.
Man. I could relate, bro. Not as far as let's say as collecting baseball cards, but I would collect football cards, bro. And I would say early 90s in junior high, I would get them at Jensen's, and then I would get like the pro set scoring, but I think they overpopulated that.
I remember Jensen's, man.
Yes, and then I remember my friend.
I remember Jensen's, man.
Gave me a pack of old school Topps football cards, bro, and I have still a lot of them, bro. But I remember I had freaking Joe Montana's rookie card, bro. And I traded it to this guy named Clumsy Gilbert. I don't know if you remember him for
yes, I do.
For Emmett Smith rookie card, one of I think a 200 pro set, bro.
You traded him for Al Bundy's rookie card, or what?
Al Bundy's rookie card, bro. Shoot, from Everyone Children, brother, and I like that. So Clumsy, you're out there. I want my card back. But believe this or not, bro, I shook Joe Montana's hand at Frankenstein's, man. I shook his hand. I got to meet him one time. We went over there, me and my brother, and we saw him. We were all rated out. He looked at us like, man, what the hell? Well, we got to meet him. Brother, take us to
Joe Montana is one of the greatest. And, speaking of Joe Montana,
yes,
his battery mate, Jerry Rice,
yeah.
And I hate to show off, it's not one of the most expensive cards in my collection, but I like keeping it. I have a Jerry Rice rookie card right here.
Nice.
If you know about Jerry Rice.
Yeah.
And this is
Jerry Rice.
This is his 1986 Topps football card.
Wow. And you know what,
yes,
bro?
He was. Yeah, he was, man. And just a little story on this, man. 86 Topps. And so I was talking about, when I used to buy the baseball cards at TG&Y, there was a little liquor store in between Alpha Beta and TG&Y.
Yes.
And I'd go in there because I found out because I used to go in there to buy candies really quick.
Yeah.
And one day I seen that the gentleman there sold baseball cards too, but he sold the smaller packs.
Yes.
And he had some of the older football packs. And they had 86 Topps in there. This was 87. This was like a year after they were produced. But, I remember pulling that card years ago.
Wow.
And I sold it some time ago. I reacquired it,
Yes.
but it just goes to show you that, over the years, I just, it was something that I even collected a little bit of football as well.
Yeah. And it stuck with you, that memory of getting that. So that was your first probably main, or what was your first main pool that you got out of the car? Was it that Jerry Rice football card or?
In football, yeah. In football was probably like one that I remember, like after a few years, starting to know this, the sport football. Oh shoot, that's a card to keep right there.
Yes.
But the bigger cards to get in '87 when I started collecting baseball, it was these right here. This is the Barry Bonds rookie card here.
Oh,
this one right now, just
man,
that's only
Barry Bonds,
worth about
dude.
$8 to $12 on a good day.
Yeah,
but to me, yeah, you got Bo Jackson.
Bo Jackson, dude.
Bo Jackson right there.
Man, Kansas City Royals, dude. And so, for me, he was one of the baddest, dude. One of the baddest two-sport athletes ever, dude. I mean, his natural
he was
athleticism, man. Overall, man. Wow, man. That is cool, dude. And
Bo was a beast, man. Bo Jackson was a beast.
I love just the 80s.
He was a beast, man.
Dude, when we're talking about, baseball, football, everything, man. Just those teams alone that we just mentioned. The Dodgers and then the 49ers, bro. Like, whoa, man.
You talking about you're talking nostalgia. You're talking about the 80s. You're talking about the 49ers in football, and you're talking about the Dodgers in baseball. They won the World Series in '81 and '88. In basketball, who can forget the Lakers? The Showtime Lakers of the mid to late '80s. So the '80s has a lot of sports nostalgia in general, and it just baseball, football,
definitely,
basketball. Man. So,
bro, so take us through the process when you.
But going back to what you were saying about. What's that now?
No, go ahead, bro. What is the process that you go to when you're looking for what you're looking for, or what were we talking about? The main card that you got as a baseball? That one? What was the first major one as a baseball?
For me, like, I remember back in them days, like the popular players were Mark McGwire and Jose Canseco. So if I was able to get that one, like you were like, oh man, like because those were.
Yeah, those were the guys. Those guys, they were the man back in the days.
You're talking about Jose Canseco.
Yes. Yeah, man.
Yeah, they were the Bash brothers. If you pulled the Bo Jackson back then, that was a big thing. Because Bo was just big, and because of the him being with the Raiders and then his baseball, he excelled in both sports, so he became very popular in the sports card game. Not only for baseball, but with football too.
To acquire the cards,
he was a big name. Yeah, he was a very big name, and it. But over the years, after that, maybe like 5 to 10 years, his name just kind of like dwindled down.
Yeah, a little bit
in the hobby. Yes. But now, you look back and his stuff is just still desirable to this day because there was so much popularity. Because of, like you said, the nostalgia back in the 80s.
So there's kind of like a resurgence then in the card, especially right now, right? I think it's bigger than ever right now, dude.
It's huge right now, yes.
Take us through the process.
It's really huge, man.
Yeah, of what you look for in a card, or which cards are the top cards to get right now. Because if you're asking me still, I don't know if score is back. Score pro set, bro, but I don't know if that's still around, brother.
Oh, man,
or they're long gone.
That's
bro.
A good laugh there. That's a good laugh, man. Well, let me just kind of like elaborate and keep it short.
Yes.
Back in the 80s, late 80s especially, and into the early 90s, the hobby exploded like you wouldn't believe. The hobby was almost kind of like, I guess you can say, kind of like a pandemic type disease.
Yeah.
Kids and young adults and even older adults, this was a huge hobby.
Yes.
Baseball cards, football cards, basketball, hockey, you name it, it was a big thing. So cards back then, the card companies like Topps, Donruss, Upper Deck, Fleer, Score, Leaf, all these names, there's several others. They were mass produced. So as the years went by, we're talking into like the late 90s, early 2000s,
yes,
2010s, the value of these late 80s and early 90s cards, they plummeted like,
yeah.
Yeah, they plummeted like
and it's sad to say that's when I started my collection. It was those years. Maybe that's why I got so many rookie cards of Barry Sanders and Deion Sanders.
Or some no-name guys that they never
like,
amounted to anything. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, but if you're going about a baseball card or football card or basketball collection based on value, then you're really not enjoying the hobby. You know what I mean? Because you kind of lose touch with the fun of like, hey, let me collect my favorite player, or let me collect my favorite team, or let me just collect something that out, like, oh, the guy that was the MVP of a certain year, like, let me get that guy's card from those years. Just something to make your collecting unique. And that's what I would encourage, like, even young kids today. If you want to get into this hobby, because it's a difficult hobby to
a pricey hobby
get into now, because it's very expensive, especially this last year. It's a pricey hobby. Yes, it is. You can go to Target, and right now you can't find nothing at Target, Walmart, like the little boxes, just to have a little bit
just to start off with.
It's really hard to come by. The pandemic has really, exactly. The pandemic has actually brought about people's
scarcity of that, right?
I guess you could say, like, desire to go back into time. Like, they just want to get into an old hobby, just to get their minds off of what's been going on. People have gotten sick, people have lost their jobs, etc., etc. So the hobby came back. It made a huge comeback, but with the huge price, especially for newer stuff. So my advice to the younger generation, even people my age, hey, just go back to what you feel like you want to collect. Hey, you want to collect your favorite player? You want to collect Clayton Kershaw? You want to collect Frank Thomas? You want to collect?
Well, I'm letting you know now, man. If you ever want to get some of those 90 scores and presets, I got a whole shitload of them, brother. I'm the man to come to, brother, for those ones. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you'll sell them for like half a cent each, or what?
Yeah,
bro?
half a cent each, brother. We're talking about rookie cards, Yeah, man. But I know, like, someone, especially with the let's say, like, Topps and Panini, and Topps really owns the rights to all the players and the logos and anything. So when you're talking about baseball cards collecting, Topps is still one of the top brands, right? In that?
Yes, Topps actually began back in, Topps, the very first year Topps came out with a set, or they started distributing baseball cards, was back in 1952. Just throwing that out there. I'm pretty sure that's the very first year.
Wow.
And they've always had the rights since then to make baseball cards, and throughout the years they've actually had the rights to make other sports cards, basketball, football.
Yeah.
But right now, Topps doesn't have the licensing for the NFL since like 2015, I want to say, somewhere on there.
So who has that? Is it like Leaf or Panini? Certain different brands own the rights to different, right? Like basketball and
So right now with football, if you want to collect football, you're collecting Panini, you're collecting Donruss. That's pretty much basically what you're collecting.
I forgot about that, man. Donruss, man. Wow.
Yeah, Donruss has been around since 1980, 81, I believe, was the first year that Donruss came out. And they were huge with baseball. Like,
baseball too, because when you said Donruss, it kind of reminded me of baseball for some reason. But it was baseball too, right? They made baseball cards too.
Yeah. So right now, Donruss has they have licensing through MLB as well. But what I don't like about Donruss right now, Donruss has got back into the baseball thing about a decade ago or so. But what I don't like about their cards in particular is, you could have like a Mike Trout, but it doesn't have like any of
the logos or anything like that, right?
Like the logos. Yeah, it's just like a plain red hat, with no angels on it.
Yeah.
Or a Clayton Kershaw, it's just a blue hat with no Dodgers on his jersey.
So they got the sign.
Just a perfect example. So to me, they're just kind of plain.
Yeah. So they got the rights to the player, but they don't have the rights to everything else to be able to add the logos and the MLB and all that, right?
Yeah.
Wow. So the main one then is Topps,
exactly,
right?
bro. Exactly, man.
Yeah. Wow, man. That's amazing.
Topps is like, that's why for me, Topps has always been like a go-to brand. Like that's what I've always collected. Don't get me wrong, I have collected other brands over the years. I've picked up other brands. I mean, I even in like the like going back to the 90s, 89 to be exact. Upper Deck was a huge thing.
Deck. Yeah.
Upper Deck was exploded.
And that was kind of an expensive brand too, right? Yeah. Back in the early 90s,
yes, it was. Yes, it was. Dude. Back in 89. So let's talk like 89, 90. You're talking about buying a pack of Topps for 45 cents.
Yes.
Back then, if you wanted a pack of Upper Deck, you were paying $1.25.
It was like close to $2.
So you looked at that, you're like, you're like, I'm not gonna pay $1.25 for that. You know what I'm saying? So it was double, almost triple the amount to buy a pack.
I think they were kind of like the new brand because they were doing different the way they were putting the players on the card and everything, right? Wasn't it just like them, like in like almost like a 3D fashion or something like that? Upper Deck would, or like the background, they would change the background. It was
Upper Deck,
something to catch the kids, I think it was like, man.
Yeah, Upper Deck, the thing with Upper Deck was that Upper Deck came out with, they had like the little hologram in the back of the card. I'll give you an example here. This is one from my collection here, the King Griffey Jr.
Wow.
1989 Upper Deck.
Wow.
This on a good day can be worth $50 to $100. I mean, this is something I'm keeping in my collection here.
Yeah.
But you can see the little hologram down at the bottom right there.
Yeah.
So that was something that it was kind of unique back then, like had a little hologram in the back. Plus the quality of the cardboard it was on, it was a smooth, the
texture to it, right?
The card was smooth on top. It didn't have the texture was just very smooth, unlike Topps that was just like had more of like a cardboard feel to it.
Yes.
Upper Deck had more like a business card type.
Yeah. More classy.
It had like a nice gloss, a nice shine.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly, man. So that, in essence, that's what brought about, I think, the adult, people that could afford that back then. Like, oh, hey, this is a more expensive card.
That kind of lured them back into the game at that point, right?
Yep, exactly, man. Especially like 89, 90, that was like the height of the baseball card. I guess you could say like boom, it's also known now as like the junk wax era. Everything from like 1987 all the way up to like about 1993, 94, 95.
Wow.
That's what they call the junk wax era because it just, the Topps cards, the Donruss cards, the Fleer cards, they all came in what they call a wax pack.
Oh,
It was just kind of like a thin wax paper,
almost like bubble gum.
Held it together. Yeah. When you opened it up. Yeah, exactly. So,
and I'm not mistaken, wouldn't you open it up and there would be like a piece of bubble gum in there too, right? Wax. Yeah. Wouldn't there be a piece of bubble gum and something?
Well, Topps were the exclusive ones that did that.
Yeah,
Donruss didn't do that. Fleer didn't do that.
Yeah.
Upper Deck obviously never did that. So that was something more exclusively to Topps. That was their branding right there. The Topps chewing gum company.
Yeah, man. That brings back a lot of
it's just memories, but the hobby's changed. The hobby has changed so much over the years. I can honestly tell you that now it's more there's even investors that are into this hobby. We're talking people that want to invest in cards that get professionally graded by Beckett and PSA, which is Pro Sports Authenticator.
Yes.
It's a whole different hobby now. So the hobby
Man,
can't even
you
see a
you could
7,
buy a
8, 9
house
year old
off of
kid
those
getting into
cards,
this
man.
hobby. It's
Yes.
hard.
On some of those cards that that are that
Yes.
get up
Yeah,
there,
you're
especially
absolutely
I know
right.
like a Michael Jordan rookie card or LeBron James rookie card. Man, dude, you're getting up there in the price range, dude. If you're lucky enough to have that, but like you said, you got a
No,
lot of people that are big time
brother,
investors.
we're not, and we're, yeah,
Yeah,
and you're talking LeBron James. We're talking, that's a huge name in the basketball hobby. LeBron James,
yes,
Steph Curry,
yeah,
obviously Kobe Bryant too.
yes.
You're talking about their rookie cards, bro. We're not talking about no $200-300 cards.
No, yeah,
We're
yeah.
talking about
Thousands, right?
cards that are just in raw form that aren't even professionally. Yeah, we're talking about thousands of dollars. Yes,
Wow,
we're
man.
talking about 5,000, maybe even $10,000, depending on condition. Now, we get into the grading aspect of cards.
Yes.
The grading aspect of cards is that's a whole different
Ball game.
aspect of the collecting game. Yes, exactly. It's a whole different ball game. You can take a random card, like I said, like this Ken Griffey Jr. here.
Yes.
It's not graded. You could take a Ken Griffey Jr. card, and if this card by chance, with let's say a Beckett grading service, if it graded a 10 pristine, that right there, that card's worth
adds
20
value
grand,
to
bro.
it.
Right?
Yeah. Wow.
Yes, it does.
Let me
But
know
let's
if you
just
want to
say
get rid of that. Bro, talk to us about the most exclusive, expensive card in your collection.
That's kind of hard to elaborate on because
if I believe, I think I know. Yeah, I think I know which one it is. I think I know you have two of them that are. Is it this one, the Duran Customz card that you have in your collection, my brother, and Twinkie the Corgi one? If you remember those ones, my brother.
Hey, those are one of one exclusive,
Those
bro.
are one
You
of
can't
one
put a price on
exclusives,
those
brother.
right
Don't
there,
ever
man.
lose those. Don't ever lose those ones. Man, brother, what a great.
Yeah, bro. So so we're talking we're talking about like the grading card game, and I have a few. I don't have many. Like I said, you asked me about my most expensive card in my collection.
Yeah.
Right offhand, I'd probably have to say maybe the most valuable card I have in my collection. I'll be honest with you, it's probably only worth maybe like about $100. I have a couple of those $150 cards.
But
to me, I've never really went and sought after cards. And I'm like, hey, you know what? I want that card that's worth 500, $1,000 bucks. No,
you know what?
That's just never been me.
To me, your whole collection.
We can all get caught up in that.
Yeah. To me, your whole collection is just valuable, bro.
The value thing.
Yeah. Because the memories and the nostalgia that it's bringing, bro. You're bringing to me names that I have forgot about, man. Ken Griffey Jr., man. Gibson, Canseco, man. You know what I'm saying? Like all those ones, man. Just looking at them will bring me joy, and that's the whole thing of collecting.
And mind you, that's the old school, and those are old. Now you want to get into like the late '90s, early 2000s. You had some big players that came up in that era too. You got like guys like Albert Pujols. Rookie card holds a lot of value still to this day. And his rookie year, I believe, was like 99 or 2000, somewhere around there.
Wow.
So there are names that just over the years they stick. Like Joe Montana. Montana's
in different eras.
It's a sought after.
I think why for some people they're more attracted to the names that stand out in their childhood. Like, man, just those whole eras for me is like, man, that's what I would gravitate to. But yeah, you're right. At different eras, at different junctions in sports, man, you have the big names up there, man. You know what I'm saying? That will hold their value and throughout time and stuff like that. Yeah, brother.
Yeah.
You got any more cards you want to share with us right there?
Yeah, definitely, man. This one that I've had for, I don't know, roughly I've probably had it maybe about 10 years now. And this is going back to like the grading thing, but I bought this for my personal collection.
Yes.
It's a Fernando Valenzuela rookie card.
Wow.
It's graded an 8 by Beckett Grading Service.
Wow. And that's a Topps, right?
To me, like I said, this card. Yes, this is a 1981 Topps. He shared that rookie with. It's a rookie card with Mike Scioscia.
Wow.
Pretty sure you remember who Mike Scioscia is.
Yeah.
He was the catcher on the Dodgers during the 80s. And then Jack Persani, that guy, I don't know what he ended up what came of that guy. But anyhow, this is a graded card. It's a graded 8 by Beckett Grading Service.
Wow.
Which is one of the more reputable grading services.
Yes.
And to me, having this card is significant because around this time, especially like in the old days, you're talking about 50s, 60s, 70s, even in the 80s and 90s. Yes. It didn't matter about how well the card was printed or if it had a little bit of blemishes. They just printed those things like there's no tomorrow. So to find an 8 graded of Fernando, this is actually like a decent grade.
Man,
to find something
awesome.
higher than this, it's kind of hard to find. So
that's a piece of history there.
For my
That's a piece of history.
Exactly, man.
Hey, bro, if I'm not mistaken, Topps was the only one that did those double ones right there, right? Like the way or the triple ones?
I'm not too sure.
Because I have like a Dan Marino.
Kind of did that.
Yeah.
Like where they kind of put like.
Yes.
Okay.
Where it was like doubled up like that, and it's
with. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a couple. I think Fleer did that. Not too sure if Donruss did that, where they kind of put like two prospects in one card, or like three rookies in one card. That was kind of more commonplace back in like the 60s, 70s.
Yeah.
And they kind of did away with that in like the 80s. So you didn't really see all that, and it kind of resurfaced again.
Did
Topps
it?
has a brand called Topps Heritage. I collect some of that. Yeah. So Topps Heritage,
that's more so of the prospects, right?
Is a brand.
Okay. Is that the focus towards the prospects?
Rookies or prospects. Exactly. Yeah.
That's
and
cool,
so what Topps Heritage does is, it's a nostalgia set that's of modern day. But what they do is every year that it comes out, they go back 30 years from,
wow, that's
whatever
cool,
set they're doing. Yeah. So I'm waiting for
cool.
the 87 Topps one to
that is really
come out,
cool.
man. That's another 9-10 years somewhere around.
Oh man. Hey brother, I see a lot of the car memorabilia in the back.
That's what I'm waiting for, man.
Yeah. I see a lot of the car memorabilia in the back.
I got a couple old I got a couple of old license plates and a picture frame with my favorite years of Impalas, 62, 63, 64.
And I know that you
I always had a love for that too.
For the
growing
old
up.
Chevys. We're gonna have to do another interview on all the vintage old school cars and stuff like that and old school parts, my brother.
Yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, that's another hobby of mine. Just the old cars, classic car parts, especially Chevys, Bel Airs, Impala.
Yeah,
that's always been a thing that I saw growing up too. That was something else. That was the baseball cards and sports cards were my kid hobby, but now as an adult, I enjoy the classic cars too, man.
Brother, let us know where we could find you at, or if anybody's looking for cars or anything like that, where could we find you at? How can we, we're looking for some items and stuff like that. Why don't you share with us?
You can find me on Instagram. I got an Instagram page where I share, some of my sport collectibles, my car parts, Guerrero's _collectibles.
Yes.
On Twitter, RG collectibles. That's where you can find me. And if you're looking for something in particular, I can try to find it for you. And
that's cool.
Or if you see something you like that I post on my page, I'm always open to sell what I got too. I'm all about trying to pass things on to somebody if they want to,
Thank you so much, my
brother. They want something they want to.
Yes.
They want to take, man. Yeah, definitely, bro.
Thank you so much for taking your time out of your day to be here with us. We salute you, my brother. We're honoring Raul Guerrero today on Duran Customz interview numero 5. Peace, love, and light, my brother. And I'm out of here. Peace.
Have a good Sunday, brother.
Have a good
All right,
one.
man. Talk
Bye.
to you later, bro.
Bye.
You too, bro.